He almost didn't come in that morning, and if fate had tilted even slightly in another direction, the entire company would have remained blind to the quiet hero walking its halls. Daniel Reyes stood at the security gate just before sunrise, toolbox in hand, shoulders heavy not just from the metal weight but from years of responsibility that never seemed to let up. The logo stamped into the side of the old steel box, faded, scratched, and rusted at the corners, caught the early light, Orion Technologies. Daniel barely noticed it anymore. To him, the toolbox wasn't a symbol, it was survival. Inside were the tools that paid for his daughter Sophia's asthma medicine, her school shoes, her late-night fear of thunderstorms. He was a single dad, a night shift maintenance contractor, invisible by design. Fix the systems, clean the mess, disappear before the executives arrived. That was the unspoken rule. But today, the rule would break. On the 42nd floor, Orion's main data center was overheating, alarms screaming silently through dashboards no one checked because the quarterly earnings call was in 2 hours. When Daniel arrived, he knew the smell immediately, burning insulation mixed with ozone. A cascade failure was minutes away. One wrong surge and Orion's core servers would fry, taking billions in data and reputation with them. Daniel didn't wait for permission. He opened his toolbox, fingers moving with muscle memory older than his grief, rerouting power, isolating failing nodes, improvising a bypass using a component no longer manufactured. Sweat soaked through his jacket as he worked, the hum of servers like a ticking clock. That's when she walked in. Claire Whitmore, CEO of Orion Technologies, followed by a trail of executives and assistants, stopped dead when she saw a contractor standing in the heart of the restricted server aisle. Her eyes narrowed, not in anger, but in sharp, calculating focus. She noticed everything. The unauthorized access. The open panels. And then the toolbox. Her company's logo. Old. Original. The kind only used in Orion's earliest days. "Why is my company's logo on your toolbox?" she asked, her voice cutting clean through the room. The executives froze. Daniel looked up slowly, expecting to be escorted out, maybe fired, maybe blacklisted. Instead, he met her gaze calmly. "Because it's mine," he said. A murmur rippled through the room. Claire frowned. "That logo hasn't been issued in over 15 years. Daniel nodded, tightened a bolt, and closed the panel before answering. "I know." She stepped closer, heels echoing against the raised floor. "Then you'll explain." Daniel straightened, wiped his hands on a rag, and for the first time in years, allowed himself to remember. He spoke quietly, but every word landed like a dropped pin. He told them about Orion's first warehouse. About sleeping under workbenches. About building prototype servers from scrap. About a woman named Elena, brilliant, relentless, kind, who believed technology should protect people, not just profit from them. Elena had been Claire Whitmore's co-founder. And Daniel's wife. The room went silent. Claire's breath caught. Daniel went on, explaining how he had designed the original fail-safe architecture, the same one now failing, how his name was on the earliest patents, quietly removed after Elena's sudden death in a car accident no one ever fully explained. Grief had broken him. Board politics had buried him. He walked away with nothing but a toolbox Elena had engraved for him, and a daughter she never got to hold. "I didn't want the company," Daniel said. "I wanted my family." Claire's composure cracked. She remembered Elena talking about Daniel, the genius who hated boardrooms, the men who believed the best leaders worked with their hands. Records were pulled. Old files reopened. Security footage replayed. And there it was, Daniel's design saving Orion again, 15 years later. The executives who once dismissed him couldn't meet his eyes. The servers stabilized. The crisis passed. But something far bigger had just begun. Claire faced the room. "This man built the backbone of this company," she said, voice steady but eyes shining. And we forgot him. She turned to Daniel. I can't change the past. But I can change what happens next. She offered him a position, Chief Systems Architect, full authority, full recognition. Stock. Benefits. Stability. Daniel hesitated. Then he thought of Sophia, waiting at home with her inhaler and her drawings taped to the fridge. He nodded once. Applause broke out, not polite, but stunned, emotional. Word spread through Orion by lunchtime. The single dad contractor became the legend no one knew they owed their careers to. And that old, battered toolbox. It now sits in the Orion lobby, behind glass, not as a relic, but as a reminder that greatness doesn't always wear a suit, and that the most powerful secrets are often carried quietly by those we overlook. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you believe again in unseen heroes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because more powerful stories like this are coming, and you won't want to miss the next one.